Welcome back. This is Crash Course 45. I'm Sam Michimona Hihi from the Eagle One development team. And today we're going to be taking a look at being able to quickly add some different holes into our walls of different shapes and variety, and then while also being able to create some really smooth angles on certain curves. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wall right here as our benefactor of this. I'm going to actually Control H, let's hide everything else. Let's press Alt N to separate this out from everything, and then select these faces, press back face. So that way we can come over to this and slice it up a couple of different ways. Let's add 3 and 3. We can go 2 and 2 actually. I think 2 and 2 works better. There we go. Let's go ahead and slice this up. Okay, so I have here, something that I can go ahead and I can even out, so that way it's on the grid. So it's sliced it up as perfectly as we could, but for our sake, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to make sure this is all aligned, so it makes it easier for us to continue forward. So everything is 96 units. Excellent. Okay, so I could easily just unhide this and hold down Shift, move it, and I've got a hole here, but we're going to use bevel to help make things interesting. Okay, I'm just going to simply select these edges. Let's change the grid size to 32 and press F. And right away, it's going to go ahead and create this really, really big bevel. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to select these now. I'm going to delete the insides, and I'm just going to quickly check this to make sure we don't have n-gons. So I've got a 5 right here. Later we're going to blend this, so I do want to make sure my n-gons are taken care of. And then over here, perfect, that's going to help us save some time later down the line. And now I'm going to select these edges. Let's extrude this, hold down Shift. I like this type of architecture. We're not done yet though. Let's move it all the way down here, and then we're going to go ahead and, using our knowledge of insert, I'm going to change the pivot point. I think over here works out fine, and let's just rotate it through. Okay. Now we can use more steps if we want on the rotation, but I'm going to make sure when I hold down Shift and I rotate and I'm pressing Shift G to have this extruded out. Okay, keep in mind, we've done this in past tutorials, so if this seems like it's something that's new for you, I really encourage you go back and take a look at how we did this. This is in one of the first 3 tutorials, but it is something that we're going to be taking advantage of. Okay, first of all, I want to delete this face. Okay, and then I'm going to double click to see what that ring's like. Okay, that's not actually what I want. I just want these two. So hold down Shift and double click, and then same here. Click here, hold down Shift, double click, and let's deselect this edge. And I'm going to go ahead and press Alt B. Okay, and it's right away going to fill this out. It's going to fill this out, and if I want, under edge mode, when I press Alt B, I can change up here how many steps. Let's do half the number of steps for right now. It'll make it easier for us. Okay, good. That looks nice. So how do I take care of this? Okay, this is a common issue. So I have this right here. I've got this, and I want to fill it out. Okay, well, I want to delete this face. And what I could do is, I could go like this and try to have each one of them extruded. Okay, the other way is to do this. Let's just try to create as much as we can of a skeleton for this to work off of. So for right now, I'm going to select these two, press Shift X. I'm going to cut right down this line. Yeah, I think that's going to be good enough for us. And then I'm going to bridge these two, select the edges, press B. Now I'm going to double click inside of here and press P. Okay, that's going to fill this out. Okay, now I can go through and I can connect this. And if I really want, just select the faces you want to work with. Okay, and then that way it's not complicated. And over here, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure, because I do want to blend this later, I don't have n-gons that are available for it to mess everything up about. Okay, cool. So let me unhide, and here's our perfect crease. Okay, now this is going to be actually really nice because this is going to serve as a frame for the rest of this. So I'm going to do the same thing to these faces. Select these faces. Let's delete them. Let's select these edges. Just these ones, and then make sure I deselect this edge. Let's go ahead and Alt B. Let's bridge it. It's going to have that same bridging from last time, and I just want to go ahead and delete this as well. So I've actually created a frame. Now, the easiest way for me to go ahead and use this is to select these faces, And let's go and press Alt N. So that way we create a new mesh. Press 5, then Shift F, and let's just rotate this up in place. Bam. Okay. Other side is going to be much easier because we've already done all the hard work here. Same thing, select these faces. Okay, delete. And if I really want, actually, I can just delete this. Make it easier for me to select essentially the ring. Okay, select this edge. Let's double click that. Same thing. Ooh, I don't want to have all of this. So I'm holding down the middle mouse and control. Let's press Alt B. Okay, and easy. I've already created over here. Shift F. Let's make a mirror. Move it in place. Press Enter. And now we're on to the final one. All right. So all of this is made by our ability to understand quickly how to use our bridge tool, but also how to take advantage of the fact that we can go ahead and now punch holes in walls by simply splitting them up, okay, into different sections and extruding them. All right. This is our last one. Press Shift S. Let's mirror it. And voila, there we go. We have now a tunnel. This isn't a perfect circle. That's fine. We don't want one in this case. We went ahead and we bridged them. And then on the outside, we also made sure that these faces match up and that these are not n-gons. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to quickly make sections and walls, and also how to be able to use the bridging tool to continue to make these architectural patterns that are pleasing to the player. Okay, something like this and the smoothness, and then we can go back and use hotspots to make sure it's correctly applied. Allows the player to see a lot more than just some of the boxiness they may be used to. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this crash course tutorial. We'll see you guys on our next one.